The 2011 Group Study Exchange team hails from Texas, and the Lone Star State is big. There's a reason they say everything is bigger in Texas, and we start with the sheer size of the state. A drive across Texas is no simple matter. The main highway across the state, Interstate 10, runs from Orange to El Paso. Its total distance is 874 miles, or 1,407 kilometers, and it takes 13 hours to drive. The state takes up 268,581 square miles, or 696,241 square kilometers. Germany is about half the size of Texas at 137,847 square miles, or 357,021 square kilometers. And Germany would easily fit inside the state. But Germany's population is much bigger than Texas. The Lone Star State is the United States' second most populated state with 25 million people. Germany has 82 million residents. Texas shares a border with Mexico and fellow states New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Its major cities include Houston, the fourth largest city in the United States with a population over 6 million people. Home to several oil companies and NASA, Houston is a leader in the medical field and has an incredible performing arts scene, and it's home to the largest rodeo in the world. Dallas is another major city in Texas with a population of 4 million. Home to the Dallas Cowboys and the birthplace of the Margarita Machine. Dallas is a popular stop for folks traveling to the Lone Star State. Another popular stop is the capital of Texas, Austin, which is centrally located in the state. The city has had a booming population over the past 20 years and is home to the University of Texas. And the most romantic city in Texas is San Antonio, home of the Alamo. Known as a laid-back city where folks can enjoy a cold margarita on a hot summer day on the famous Riverwalk. The GSE team hails from District 5910 in southeast Texas, near Houston. Several members hail from Bryan College Station, the home of Texas A&M. The area has a population of 190,000 people. Another team member hails from Cleveland, a smaller town which is near the center of the district. The district is quite large and includes the city of Huntsville, Beaumont, Galveston, and Nacogdoches are also part of District 5910, where you can find everything from tall pine trees to the Gulf of Mexico. The members of the Group Study Exchange were either born in Texas or got there as quick as they could.
We've hosted people from all over the world, and that's one of the things that excites me so much about being able to be a team leader and taking the team to Germany.
Dave Johnson has been living in Bryan for 20 years, but has lived all over the United States throughout his life. Born in Coldwater, Michigan in 1940, Dave has lived in Wisconsin, Mississippi, New Jersey, Virginia, Arizona, California, and of course, Texas.
I have never lived in any town more than 9 years before. We've been here for 20 years. This is home, and the people in this community have been wonderful. More welcoming than any place that I've ever lived.
Dave is a self-proclaimed serial entrepreneur. He's owned his own business ever since he was 25. Before calling the Lone Star State home, Dave owned a computer store in California. Times were good, and his home in Monterey Bay was the things that dreams are made of. But then, the great quake of 1989 hit.
People quit buying computers, and one day the bank showed up and said, "You're out of business, son, and you better figure out where you're going to be living because we have a mortgage on your home and we're taking your home."
Dealing with a natural disaster, the financial burden was simply too much.
We had a couple of bucks, but when you go bankrupt, they don't let you keep a whole bunch.
The Johnsons slowly began to rebuild their life with a move to Texas, where Dave built another successful business.
We had some very wonderful help from some people here in Bryan that were very, very instrumental in whatever success I had.
His wife, Mentra, has been by his side for 34 years. Music is his other love.
I'm going home.
It was always part of my life. When I was 9 years old, I was singing in church. And my parents had music in the house as I was growing up. I played in bands, sang, went to a school with a very strong music department, and it's just always been a very important part and a way to express yourself and again communicate.
Dave Johnson will serve as the Rotary District Governor starting in 2013, and the GSE is something he believes exemplifies what Rotary is all about.
Rotary is about knowledge and communication. And if you take 4 young people who are not Rotarians, take them to another country, let them stay in people's homes and spend 4 weeks there, it's going to open up the lines of communication and knowledge.
The trip will also be a learning experience for the most experienced member of the GSE team.
I've traveled a lot in the U.S., but never been across the pond, so I'm looking forward to a different culture, different architecture, different mindsets, and I'm looking forward to watching the members of the team and see how they experience and how they grow in this 4 weeks.
Allison Prince, I'm 29 years old.
Allison is unique to the GSE team in that she's the only member who wasn't born in the United States.
I was originally born in London, England, outside of London, England. My dad was stationed there in the military. He was in the Air Force, and we lived there till I was 5 and a half.
That's when Allison's family moved to San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio girl, she makes me crazy. San Antonio girl, she's the one for me.
I had a cute little British accent when I was little, but that went away quickly, and I think my mom cried as each of her children's beautiful British accents turned into little Texas draws with y'alls and ain'ts and things like that.
Allison stayed in the Lone Star State for college. She attended Texas A&M in College Station.
I just loved A&M, Texas A&M. It's a unique university that has a lot of tradition.
Now the Aggie, as they call graduates from A&M, is happily married to her husband, Stephen.
Yeah, we met in 08, got engaged in 09, got married in 2010.
In all of her years of growing up in Texas, going back to see Europe has always been high on the list of things to do.
I've always wanted to see Europe again and experience what I saw as a child. But then as I was in college, I wanted to travel abroad, but just never could afford it. So I kind of put that dream to bed for a while, and then this opportunity presented itself, and it was kind of getting to reopen that dream that I never got to achieve.
Allison works at the United Way, where she oversees 211, a free information and referral hotline that people can call to receive information about community resources and health and human services.
Our specialists will assess their situation and then refer them to the correct agency that would most likely be able to help them and offer some assistance.
Helping those who are down on their luck is important for the nonprofit worker.
Helping them empower themselves so that they have the tools that they need to help themselves out of the situation that they're in. It's not just about that they're coming to us and we're fixing their situation. They still have to work to fix their own situation.
And experiencing Germany is a dream come true for Allison.
It's a great opportunity that not everybody gets to experience. And to have a program like this that invests in young professionals is really unique to the Rotary Club and shows the importance of investing in their communities. And I think it's such a great opportunity and a great experience. I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I am still in awe that I have the opportunity to do this. My name is Tammy Swigert, and I am 32 years old.
Tammy is one of the truest Texans in the GSE. Born in San Antonio, Tammy came to College Station when she was just 7 years old, and she's never left.
It's neat to see the people that have influenced my life so much, and for them to see how I've grown up and graduated and now working in the same community. It's fun.
A third-generation Aggie, Tammy graduated from Texas A&M in 2000 and received a master's degree in 2008. Her father, James Swigert, also went to Texas A&M and graduated in 1970. Her grandfather, William F., was also part of the Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 1942. Those are just 3 of the 12 Aggies in Tammy's family. As much history as the Swigerts have at A&M, their family history goes even further, all the way back to Germany.
We apparently have like a coat of arms for Swigerts, and just being able to, I've done a little research to kind of bring it back to Germany, and of all the places to go on this trip, to get to go to Germany, where apparently my family is from, is pretty cool.
Tammy is the Vice President of Community Relations at the Boys and Girls Club in Bryan. The nonprofit organization gives children a safe place for after-school and summer educational activities. Tammy is in charge of the agency's marketing, grant writing, and fundraising.
I really enjoy just being able to give back to an organization that does so much for kids who really need the help. And Boys and Girls Clubs works with kids ages 6 to 18, and I get to come to a job every day that I'm making a difference in the lives of youth in our community.
The incredible opportunity provided by the Rotary Club has Tammy checking her list of things she wants to see and do.
I'm looking forward to seeing how nonprofit organizations really work overseas, and obviously in Germany specifically, and see if there are things that I can take back to our Boys and Girls Club here.
And if Tammy does run into any fellow family members, be prepared for a photo op.
I'm going to take a picture of every Swigert that I run across. I'll be like, oh, there's Swigert, let's take a picture.
Just one of the several photos Tammy plans to take in Germany.
Our team is very fun, and I think it's going to be a good chance for us to get to spend an entire month experiencing this, that we'll remember for the rest of our lives.
Looking forward to sitting around and toasting with a big old beer and saying Prost. Shane McAuliffe, and I'm 31 years old from College Station, Texas.
Shane provides the comic relief on the GSE team. A television news reporter for 7 years, Shane has been lucky to cover events all over the country. Thanks to the GSE, he can now say he's traveled the world to cover news.
With a 10-point win over the Packers Thursday night, the Cowboys are in cruise control going into the postseason.
Shane grew up in Round Rock, Texas, a town 10 minutes north of the state capital, Austin. Round Rock only had a population of about 25,000 people. But when his family moved to Houston, Shane had to transition into life in the big city.
Back in the day, Round Rock was a small town. It was a lot of fun. Got to kind of grow up in the country and be a kid and go play in the woods and go play in the creek and go fishing and do all that stuff. It was a good balance, because after that, I moved to Houston. And once I moved to Houston, it was kind of a balance of, the big city. So I always thought I got a good balance of, living the country life for the first half of my life, and then getting that city balance where I got to experience the finer things in life, I guess you could say, city experiences, culture, that kind of thing.
Shane is a proud Texan and does what he can to represent his state.
Being from Texas means a lot, because, we're known as the friendliest state, and that's something I like to project when I go out and see people and meet people. You always want to put that friendly foot forward.
A happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I'm having to staple myself to the seat so I don't do a jig, because it's St. Patrick's Day.
Shane is equally proud of his Irish heritage. His grandparents immigrated from Ireland in the 1920s, and he holds their history dear to his heart.
Being Irish, I have a feeling I won't have any problem whatsoever getting along with the folks in Germany. Obviously, the Irish are known for living life to the fullest, as are the Germans, so I'm sure we'll have a good time with that.
Shane is married to a native Texas girl with German roots. She also happens to be an anchor at the same station Shane works at.
Big money, big decisions, and possibly big risk.
With his news background, Shane's looking forward to seeing how television news reporting works overseas.
What are some of the important things they like to cover? Is crime as big of a problem as it is here in the States? What leads the news every night?
Being able to join the Rotary on its annual GSE is an incredible honor for Shane.
It's a unique opportunity because, for young professionals, we really don't have a lot of time or even the funds to travel overseas and experience life and see how things are done in other parts of the world.
Shane is confident that the Texas GSE team will be one of the most memorable teams in recent history.
And I really think each of us brings something to this team, and I think we're each going to get something unique out of this experience. I don't think you could have put together a better team for the GSE Rotary trip. So looking forward to spending a month with these guys and enjoying ourselves and seeing everything Germany has to offer.
I'm sitting in a German class, and when I need to answer in German, sometimes I want to answer in Spanish.
Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde vivía.
Nancy McLean is the only GSE team member who doesn't live in Bryan College Station. She hails from Cleveland, Texas, about an hour and a half away from the other team members. And Nancy is an educator.
At Cleveland High School, I work as an English 2, 10th grade English teacher. I know it's not the greatest place in the world, but if I can make a difference here, then my job is done.
Cleveland is a small town with a population of about 8,000 people, and everybody knows Nancy.
Everybody in town kind of knows my family. And I can't really go into Walmart in just a few minutes. Usually it takes an hour because you run into everybody you know.
Nancy's road to a career in education wasn't a straight shot. After graduating from high school in 1995, Nancy left her hometown to attend LeTourneau University in Austin. She also worked at a law firm.
When I graduated with my business degree, I found I did not like corporate America, but I always felt kind of drawn towards teaching. In any field I've been in, I've ended up a trainer or a teacher in some way. What if everybody had a positive attitude?
After 4 years of teaching, there have been some trying times, but she does enjoy her job.
Yeah, it does take a great deal of patience to be a teacher in this day and age, but I'm very lucky. I have some great students.
While in Germany, Nancy hopes to learn about the education system and how it differs from the United States.
I hope to learn how they run their school system, where the funding comes from, how they, if they have minorities and how they handle minorities. We have a lot of minorities here in Texas, and that seems to be one of our biggest issues, how we're going to teach these kids to learn English, how we're going to help them pass a state standardized test. Do they have state standardized tests? I want all the comparisons of their school systems to ours.
And having to drive an hour and a half to meet with the GSE team several times a month is paying off.
It's totally worth it. Every time I get in my car to drive the 2-hour drive there and 2-hour drive back and attend a German class, I just think about how rewarding the trip is going to be in the end. Really looking forward to the whole experience. I know I'm going to get to see a lot of beautiful country there. And meet some really wonderful people.